Hi there, and thank you for clicking. And I wanted to talk about in this video regulating your emotions. And I wanted to tell you a personal story because I'm going through something personal myself. And I think starting with the story is always good and then talking about the facts. Um, I know that one of the things that I'm going to try to do better on this channel is communicating more emotion and feeling when it comes across to my videos. And I think regulating emotion is very, very important for running your business. And it's a deep topic because a lot of people go through a lot of stress of running a business. They go through a lot of emotions, ups and downs, wins and losses. And, as we go through our losses, we have to regulate because I always say protect your downside when it comes to how you're feeling. Try to understand that you're going through a situation that is just for that little time frame, but know that you're going to get through it. It is going to get easier. And just understand that we all go through situations. We all have our own struggles and things that we face, but how you handle them creates character, creates emotion, handles it when it handling with clients, with people, and you don't want to outlash to people around you. And I know some of us don't do well when it comes to handling our emotions, but this video as an owner, you really, really want to steer the ship. You are running the ship, and everyone is relying on you to stay the stable rock. As waves come crashing into you, you need to be stable. And that's what regulating your emotions does. It's becoming that stable rock and not showing others that you are not stable. People follow somebody who's stable and who has it put together and doesn't argue, doesn't yell, talks calmly. It just has a sense of demeanor around them because people want to know that they're around someone who's stable. Because what do we seek? We look for stability. And regulating your emotions is part of that stability. How you come across and how you act is going to depend on who's going to be around you when you're going out, when you're having people around you, when you're having co-workers around you. Having those emotions regulated is what really drives the ship forward. In your personal life, that's different. But when it comes to business, making sure that doesn't affect you when it comes to, things happening, even in your personal or in your business, that you got that stuff, nothing's bothering you. Of course, it's irritating you that things aren't going your way. I had stuff irritate me all the time. So one of the big stories is I have a big move. When you're moving, there's a ton of emotion that's happening during that move. You're going through a ton of different things, and regulating and understanding it and accepting that is probably the biggest thing. When you don't start to accept that some of the things is just the way it is, when you have like a picture perfect reality and it doesn't come, a lot of people then get emotional, knowing that yes, we all have outcomes that we desire. And when you don't get that outcome, you have to have acceptance. Acceptance is probably the biggest emotion you need. Why is acceptance an emotion? Because it's understanding that this situation isn't under your control. You don't control you can control the outcome, but the situation isn't fully under your control yet. Like the outcome isn't really going to get what you initially wanted, and sometimes that might set you off. So, for example, a hire you did doesn't come in as many times as you would hope. It might bring out that like anger in you. It might bring out that frustration that you have a hire that isn't doing what you want. Instead of being the alternative, hey, I got to look for somebody else. This person is not it. Instead, it's making you more emotional. Another example, an accident happened. You're on your way, you get into an accident, and all of a sudden you start blaming and yelling at that person. But life happens. That, and yes, it does. But then you can't let everybody know that that's affected you. You can't change everybody's mood because that you're in an upset state. You have to keep that positivity going. You have to keep that gratitude going. You have to keep that business flowing because when you're on a downswing of your emotions, you'll feel it. It will bring a lot of people down, and you want to lift people up because you want to keep the business growing. You want to keep your personal life growing. You want to keep the path going up. And yes, you're going to have downs, but you're going to mitigate those downsides. Okay. So even if you go like this, right? Let's say you're going up like this and you go a little down, you got to go back up and you got to go stronger because you got to make it sure you don't feel 100% like it's tearing the rest of the things you got going on down. You got to be that sturdy rock of not like unemotional, but just regulated emotions, so that when the waves come crashing in, they're not moving the rock. They're not even budging it. They're not even affecting it. So that you know what your path is, you know what you need to do, you know what you got to do, and you show that, yes, that accident didn't affect you. This hasn't affected you, and you regulate it. And as an owner, the best thing you can do is regulate your emotions. You might feel certain things in your business, but you have to show no emotion. That's how people get the upper hand on you a little bit. So you got to stay the sturdy rock. You got to be confident. You got to show that that isn't affecting you. Even if like a customer is dissatisfied, you know, you're understanding, you're accepting. Maybe they didn't see it that way. Maybe they saw it a different way, and just understand and see where they're coming from. All right, so that's what this video. Leave a comment down below what you think about regulating your emotions, what works for you, what didn't work for you. Like and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.